Hello! Today I'm going to show you a succulent plant very inspired by Queen Victoria agave. I say inspired because the original plant is much more geometric and kind of rounded and has a lot of leaves, and I guess I was a bit too lazy to make as many leaves, so I simplified it. Or it's not completely true in the sense that you have smaller agaves that would work as well. In any case, I've started to make a prototype leaf. It's a very geometric leaf, so I decided to sculpt it first. As you see, I'm cutting the leaf askew to have a geometric shape. I simply looked up pictures of Queen Victoria agave and then did that. So once you're done with your prototype, you need to bake your leaf and then proceed to make a mold out of it. This time I used another mold making material. I used the impressive putty, 1-part reusable mold making putty, and I was so excited to finally try this material because I've been wanting to try it now for months. And I must say I was very happy and very impressed about it. It basically works like a 2-part silicone mold, only it's reusable, so that's pretty awesome. I intend to make a specific video about it in a very near future, so if you have questions about it, now's the time to ask them. I made a bunch of leaves. And now before baking, I'm shaping them a bit so they're not flat on the other side. And I'm putting them on some paper before baking them. I pre-bake them using the F-color stove oven that is for enamel. I really like to use that tiny oven because it is very fast and it's kind of cheap, and it's a bit more eco-efficient than putting your oven on. After baking, I'm adding some white lines all over. So again, I used reference pictures of Queen Victoria agave to place the lines right on the inside. Just be sure to use some acrylic paint. I used white acrylic paint. Also use a brush that is rather thin to make thin lines. And take your time to get them right. So I made 34 leaves for that plant. So this will give you an idea of how many leaves you are going to need, especially if you don't have an F-color stove oven, the candle oven, because you're going to need to throw your real oven on, and it would be a shame to make like 30 leaves and then realize it's not enough. So I would suggest to make a little bit more. I said 34, maybe make 40, so you have a couple spare ones if one breaks or something like that. And that way you should have enough to make about the same plan that I did. I made a half ball in the center that I pre-baked again. So if you can do that with the leaves, if you don't have an F-color stove, that would be ideal. And after baking, you cover that half dome with some clay, and then you brush some liquid clay all around and you push all your leaves in it. And then you start to build up your plant by simply pushing the leaves one by one in the dome. And I always first put some liquid clay on the base of each leaf before sticking it in. And that's pretty much it for that plant. So it's a bit long, and you have to think a bit of how what you're going to bake first. So again, if you don't have an F-color stove oven, the candle oven, then make about 40 leaves and a dome shaped of the size that would fit between 9 leaves on the inside, in the middle, and bake all that first, then paint, and then assemble everything together. So that way you can easily manage it. Of course, if you want to make the shape a bit different or make the leaves smaller or make a lot more leaves or something like that, then you have to guess how many leaves you have or need and see how that goes. And then at the end, I really recommend to put it in your oven and to make a full bake. Usually I bake 40 minutes, let it cool off, and then we are going to paint everything because we need some color detail, because right now the plant is still very bland. It's just one color, which looks very unnatural. Usually plants, every leaf has some kind of different shades. And so I'm simply adding some greenish teal on all leaves, and at the end I'm also adding some blue on the tips. I decided on those bluish colors more because it's what I want for my sculptural painting. If you look at colors, the real colors of Queen Victoria Agave, it's a lot more green, like normal green, so not at all teal blue. But as I said, it's the colors I need and not the reality, and that's also why I said inspired. Don't forget to varnish your sculpture at the end. Let me know if you have questions about that reusable mold making putty I was talking about. And this is pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, maybe comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to financially support this channel, you can chip in over on patreon.com/petitplat. That would help immensely. Never forget to have fun when sculpting, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!